All right, let's bring in Larry Elder, radio talk show host, and Liz Smith, Democratic Strategy. Liz, good to have you this morning. I want to get right to it. What do you make of the race results last night? Bernie Sanders winning over Hillary Clinton.
Sure. Look, it's not great for Hillary that she hasn't locked it down now, and it shows that a lot of the enthusiasm is with Sanders. But I think the way that she's handling it, I think the way the Democratic Party is handling it is very smart. And they're not trying to push him out. They're not trying to create a civil war in the Democratic Party like we're seeing on the Republican side. So that's good. But all in all, I think a lot of Democrats are a little nervous that she hasn't sealed the deal yet.
Well, especially, Larry, considering she really seems to want to focus her campaign and her attacks on Donald Trump rather than her direct opponent.
Well, that's right. Not great is an understatement. The polls show that people who supported Bernie Sanders primarily were concerned about the economy. They are economically anxious, the same reason that a lot of Donald Trump supporters support Donald Trump. So there's overlap here. Hillary is in serious trouble. This Quinnipiac poll has come out showing that Donald Trump is just 1 point behind in Florida, 1 point behind in Pennsylvania, 3 points ahead in Ohio.
I got to stop you because Liz is chomping to respond to that, Larry.
Yeah, so with the Quinnipiac poll, first of all, Larry, I think you and I can agree on this, that no matter who wins or loses in November, that probably the biggest loser of this election cycle will be the pollsters. They've called everything wrong. Quinnipiac has one of the worst records of any pollster this cycle, and I think we've seen methodology issues with them oversampling whites in these polls. But I actually think that they're good signs for Democrats in those polls, because we saw Democrats pop in the champagne, spike in the football last week when Trump got the nomination. And I think Democrats would be making a big, big mistake if they happen to repeat what the Republicans did, which was to underestimate Donald Trump and to think of him as a joke.
But they are.
Well,
they absolutely are underestimating Donald Trump.
Tell me about it. Last night I got a call from the DSCC saying, we're going to win Arizona, we're going to win this, we're going to win all these states. It's like, guys, chill. Like, we've got a long way to go. This is going to be a bruising race.
A lot of people in West Virginia who voted for Bernie said they're going to vote for Trump in the general.
Yeah,
so she can't count on. Really? Because what people like about Bernie is that he doesn't have any things that Hillary have. It's not that just they're both liberals. It's that they see him as an outsider. He's not a big bank guy. It's very, very naive to assume that all of his supporters will go to Hillary.
All right, Larry, I want to bring you back in here because despite the results that we saw last night, and I do want to get to this sound, both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders have their eyes set on November. Take a listen, and this is how they want to take on Donald Trump. Listen.
You could not imagine a more different vision for our country than the one between our side of Democrats for progress, for prosperity, for fairness and opportunity, than the presumptive nominee on the Republican side. And that's why it's important we have a big vote on next Tuesday, because we've got to get ready to go all the way to November to win the general election.
While we may have many disagreements with Secretary Clinton, there is one area we agree, and that is we must defeat Donald Trump.
All right, so can we inject a point of honesty in this race?
Please.
First of all, the pollsters have been upside down. Political gravity has been thrown all over the place. Everybody's trying to project who's best against who, and those are all garbage. Let's call it what it is. Hillary Clinton's a lousy candidate who lost to a guy with a worse record on energy in West Virginia. She white knuckles herself when she handles the microphone. It's her stress. She's not good in front of crowds. She's not a great candidate. And the real challenge here is to paint for her, to paint the Republicans as somebody to run away from. There is division in both parties. The hard left for the Democrats, with Bernie Sanders, which are essentially beyond the progressives to the socialists.
Larry, I want to bring you back in here.
But on the right, the unity's coming together the way it always has.
Okay,
but just quickly, look, I agree. Hillary Clinton is a very damaged candidate going into the general election, but in some ways it's like analyzing car crashes, right? She's a fender bender, and Donald Trump is a 4-car pileup. He's going to be the most damaged general election nominee.
Larry,
can I just say,
and nobody wants her. She can't be the guy that she should win over.
Last word.
Can I just say two things? The reason the arguments that Hillary is making will not stick to Donald Trump is that he is not a fiscal conservative. He's not a social conservative. He is a populist. You take immigration and the Supreme Court off the table, he has more in common with Bernie Sanders than he does with Ronald Reagan. This appeals to the center left of the country, where the country is. The second big reason is that Hillary is running for the third term of Obama. If you are one of the 2/3 of Americans who feel that we are economically on the wrong track, that's not a very good resume to run on. The same policies that have gotten us off the wrong track, you are not advocating anything any different. That's not going to sell.
All right. You got the last word. Nobody's cutting you off.
Good luck getting evangelicals with that message.
Okay. Listen, how we ended up
Trump
getting
won evangelicals in the
I would
South.
get the last word. They want a leader, not a preacher, when you talk to people who are in the church. Right, Larry?
All right. Kat, be quiet. All right. Thanks so much.
Right.
Larry Elder and Liz Smith.
They want jobs. People want jobs.
That's fact. All right. Still to come. The Panama Papers scandal far from over. Now Harry Potter star Emma Watson is named. The details and fallout of that next. Plus, not everybody wants to crack open Budweiser's patriotic cans for summer. This is what they're going to look like. They're changing from Budweiser to America, renaming the beer. But social media reminding the company it is foreign owned. The controversy is just ahead.